We're super, super excited for week one. We've got a lot of great games to spotlight here. And with that being said, I'll turn it over to Texas Football Tonight's host, Ashley Pickle, as we reveal the 7 spotlight games for this week.
Yeah, so just to make it clear too, we'll show you a lot of other highlights across the state as well. It won't just be these spotlight games, but these will be the ones that we'll be focusing pretty heavily on. So starting Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. from Cy-Fair FCU Stadium down in Cypress, Texas. It is the Klein-Cain Hurricanes and the Cy-Fair Bobcats. Very, very excited about this one. Head coach James Clancy coming in with Klein-Cain. He's been there for a couple years now. They were area finalists last year, lost out to Spring Westfield. They've got a pretty good core of wide receivers coming in with a new quarterback. It'll be a junior out of Zach Johnson. The thing to watch out for Klein-Cain, offensive line, pretty young. So figuring out how they're going to be protecting Zach Johnson will be good. On the other side of that, Jeff Miller and his Cy-Fair Bobcats made it all the way to the regional semifinals last year, then took a beating from North Shore, the state runner-ups there in 6A. Cy-Fair, this will be our first really good look at them. They're losing quarterback Trey Owens, who was obviously the Texas commit, and then Owen Carter, their wide receiver that ended up going to Rice. They still have Landon Rink, so excited to see him.
Yeah, Landon Rink's going to be that. All the eyes are going to go to Landon Rink, that Texas A&M commit over there.
Which is really good because that'll give them a very strong defensive presence and then a little bit of time to figure out what this new Cy-Fair offense is going to look like. So excited to see those two teams go up against each other. Up next, down in the Houston area again, another 6:30 kick tomorrow night from Freedom Field. It is Galveston Ball and Manville. Very excited about this. You'll remember Galveston Ball, the Golden Tornadoes, and the incredible defense that they operate down there. They've run that 30 stack, so very excited to see
Corey
them.
Rodson, they're the leader of that defense. He just committed to Texas last week. He is a huge playmaker for them.
Yeah, and then obviously another huge playmaker on the offensive side, Jonah Williams, their wide receiver, and he kind of plays both ways a little bit too, but very excited to see what they bring to the team as they go up against Manville, the Mavericks. So out of District 22 6A, head coach Kirk Martin back in his second year for the Mavericks. Well, I say second year of this stint of his Mavericks career. He was there, left, now he's back home. He took Manville to the state championships in 2018. They fell to Highland Park, but he is back. He's looking to turn around this program, and I think that he'll be the first to tell you that, one, they've got good leadership on the team, but more so than that, I think the team chemistry is a lot better. They have a lot of returning starters. They're in that second rendition or the second year of him implementing his system again, getting things back to where they need to be. So I think you'll see Manville take a good leap forward this year, but they're going to have to start doing that against Galveston Ball. A very interesting stylistic matchup there too.
Very interesting. That'll be fun, hard-hitting football, I think.
Well, and Manville, seeing what their offense is going to do against a really stellar defense of what should be a stellar defense in Galveston Ball. So there are your Thursday night spotlight games. We will come on the show and recap those right off the bat. We've got a whole slate of games on Texan Live tomorrow night, so make sure to check that out, texanlive.com. But then we move to the big day, the first football Friday of the year, and we start off with an absolute banger, a rematch, a non-district rematch from last year, as the number one team in 5A Division I, the Aledo Bearcats, head up north to C.H. Collins Stadium and kick off at 7:30 p.m. against the 6A powerhouse in the Denton Guyer Wildcats. If you remember last year...
No, I don't remember last year. Take me back.
An incredible finish to this game. Aledo had the ball. They got the ball back, and we were like, you do not give Haas Haney the amount of time that he needs to go down the field, and they gave him the amount of time that they needed. Ended up scoring on a game-winning field goal, 48-45. Well, I guess it wasn't Haas Haney. He was already at TCU last year.
No, it was Haas Haney.
Was it? Okay, I'm getting my
He's at TCU now.
He's at TCU now. They win all the time, so it's hard to keep track of which quarterback won what. Obviously, the reigning state champs there in 5A Division I, taking down Smithson Valley in that one to grab their 11th state championship. So very excited to see them. And Robbie Jones is batting 100% as a head coach,
which is just crazy to think about.
16-0 in his head coaching career,
which is great for a coach, right? But then you look at the coaches that came before him that were just as good, you know, like Coach Buck. It's just like the water in Aledo or something. Like, those dudes know how to play.
It's insane. Rayson Guillory's back. Caden Finley's back.
I like Caden Finley.
Peyton P-Dub Williams on the offensive line. I didn't realize they called Peyton P-Dub, but I will only refer to him as P-Dub from here on out. So very excited to see that. Obviously, on the other side of the ball, Riedheim is back with his Guyer Wildcats, looking to have a better season this year. Caden Cobbs is back. Corbin Glasgow is back. So they should be pretty stacked on that side of the ball, especially offensively.
And I'm really interested to see Denton Guyer's quarterback, Kevin Sperry, because he transferred from an Oklahoma high school football team. He's committed to Oklahoma. I'm excited to see how he does in this Denton Guyer offense.
It'll be interesting. Riedheim is very high on him. He thinks he's going to be a great addition to the team. It will be very interesting to see that, especially going up against a team like Aledo, who's going to come out and punch you square in the mouth.
Correct.
So that one, a big one out of Denton County. Excited for that. Let's head down south. We announced this yesterday, but we will have the matchup of Columbus and the Gobblers of Cuero. The moment that we saw that hit the schedule as a non-district game, it was like,
take my money.
Mash the subscribe button.
Correct.
Then, throughout the offseason, it got even more interesting because the 3-time 6-man player of the year, Grayson Rigdon, started his first year at Strawn, then 2 years at Benjamin, claimed a state championship at all 3 of those programs, claimed 3 or 4 different state title MVPs, is suiting up and gonna go play 11-man ball. And so not only was with Adam Schobel and everything, and then Cuero and all of their incredible talent that they have, not only was this a good matchup to start off with, now it's intriguing on so many levels. How is Grayson Rigdon gonna do? What exact position is he gonna play? Are they gonna put him at running back out based off of his 6-man game? Are they gonna throw him out at wide receiver because he's got a pretty good build? That'll be interesting to see. How they team up on him will be interesting to see. Do you go, and just the connection between him and Adam Schobel is going to be electric. So that'll be interesting.
I think so too. I think the most intriguing thing, like you mentioned about Grayson Rigdon, is what he's going to play. I would have to bet. I bet he plays running back. I think he's got the correct size for running back. I know currently that he's committed to play at Air Force. Don't know if he'll stay committed. Right. I think that he'll probably start, like those offers will come rolling in based on the position that he plays and how well he does in 11-man ball. I think that's what some of these programs that are interested in him. I know that Texas Tech has shown a little bit of interest in Grayson Rigdon, but I think it kind of just depends on how he plays in 11-man ball. But right now, I mean, committed to Air Force, first really great matchup in 11-man ball. I think he's just rolling for Grayson Rigdon.
Well, and Columbus's defense is going to be excited too, because Cuero's rolling in with a new Jackson Marie, I believe is his last name. He was a starter as a safety last year as a sophomore, so only a junior. Switching over, has really had no time to prep other than the off season. So they've got a lot of experience up front on the offensive line, so that will anchor them. But we're going to see how fast Jackson can step up to the plate against what has always been a really good Columbus defense. So excited to see that one. Moving on, staying kind of in that same area, let's go to Brazos County as we bring in the number 9 A&M Consolidated Tigers taking on the Lake Belton Broncos. This one is all right, Lake Belton, let's see what you got, because they're losing 5-star wide receiver Micah Hudson as he graduates and heads on over to Joey McGuire land in Texas Tech. They obviously still have Davion Peters,
which is huge for them.
Huge.
He's a playmaker.
He's electric. He's fun to watch. Brian Cope will tell you he's fun to coach.
Russell Mabin, our broadcaster out there for Belton, he'll tell you that he's the real deal.
And so that's what's going to be interesting about this one. A&M Consolidated on the other side. Brandon Schmidt, the former Prosper head coach, went down last year, made an immediate impact down at Consolidated. They're now ranked 9th in the state, so very interested to see how in year 2, after so much success in year 1, how in year 2 they continue to go. And this will be a great test for both teams, because I feel like they're both on that same level of should be good teams, but is someone going to really go, oh, we need to be paying attention to them.
Right.
Then back down to the Houston area we go. How about the 19th ranked team in 6A, Alvin Shadow Creek? The Sharks taking on a very familiar name that popped out of kind of nowhere last year in Humble Summer Creek. You remember they played in the 6A Division II state champion. They were runners up to DeSoto. That game didn't go so well, but if there's one thing about making a state championship game, it's that we will always remember them playing in AT&T Stadium in the final game of the 2023 season.
Very correct.
Summer Creek lost a lot. They lost a lot. You've got the LSU linebacker now. Xavier Atkins is gone.
Yep.
Lloyd Avant Jr., their stellar running back, is gone. The good thing is Blake Thomas, their quarterback, is back, allegedly with even more talent at the wide receiver spot coming in this year. So excited to see what that receiving core looks like. Definitely the strength of Summer Creek is still going to be that front seven on the defense. They relied so heavily on it last year that they will definitely do that again. Interested to see, because Shadow Creek won coming in for the first time without a head coach named Brad Butler. So Brad Butler announced his retirement after 6 seasons, going 66-11 with the Sharks. He was the first head coach of this new Alvin ISD program. Not the newest, but new, as they came in and made it an immediate impact, playing in 2 back-to-back state championships, claiming one of those in their first year as a varsity program. But I can't believe I'm saying this. Ja'Cory Watson is still there, folks.
Yes,
He's
and that, I made that
there.
mistake. I meant to say Jonah Williams from Galveston Ball. There's so many names. Jonah Williams from Galveston Ball is who I meant to say earlier. Ja'Cory Watson.
Shadow Creek.
It's the JW thing. It just gets me so messed up sometimes. Ja'Cory Watson from Shadow Creek.
4-year varsity starter.
Freak.
Yeah. I remember watching him as a freshman and going, that kid's going to be something.
Yes.
So he's back. Colby Sellers is back. Their linebacker, Anthony Williams, the UT commit, is back. So this game is very intriguing to me because it is a stellar defense going up against a lot of playmakers. So I think Summer Creek's defense versus Shadow Creek's offense, that's where you're keeping your eyes.
Yeah.
On the other side of that, you just need someone to be able to stop them on the other side.
Correct.
So very excited for that one down in the greater Houston area. That one being played at Turner Stadium. Then how about a tasty matchup out east as Tyler Chapel Hill takes on Jasper? And Jasper, for the past 2 seasons, has been loaded with playmakers. They play fast. The head coach, Kendrick Cumdy, he's a ball-knowing Jack. Excited to see that. On the other side of that, Chapel Hill has the guys again. They are
for
back.
the 3rd year in a row now.
We watched them as a sophomore, and they got close and ended up losing. They lost in the semifinals for a couple of years. Finally punched their way through last year. Ended up losing to Anna in the 4A Division I state championship, but Demetrius Brisbane and Ricky Stewart are back. The dynamic duo. Excited to watch that, and going into this season that those guys feel like they have something to prove.
Yeah, and I would say, did these 2 teams play I don't think they played last year.
Think so,
no. I think Jasper is going to they're going to feel the absence of Ty Anthony Smith, that insane linebacker that they had last year, who's now at Texas. I think that if they want to be able to find a way to stop the run against Ricky Stewart and Demetrius Brisbane there at quarterback, they've got to find that hole to fill with Ty Anthony Smith being gone this year. But
100%.
Wouldn't be surprised if they already found the guy. I think this is going to be a fantastic game.
Speed is the name of the game there.
Speed is the name of the game.
This one is going, how we were talking about earlier with, who was it? Columbus and Cuero kind of being like that hard nose. They're going to pound you on defense. This one will be like that, but it's going to be the speed on the offense. Who can slow who down? That's who's going to win this game. And then finally, we started something new this year. So we always pick 6 Friday night games that are our spotlight games. We show you highlights, cut-ins from hundreds of other games throughout the state. But we wanted the fans to be able to pick the last Dave Campbell's Texan Live game that we were going to be spotlighting. And so you can go each week to TexasFootball.com or just TexasFootball.com right now.
Yes.
And there is a form under the Texan Live tab that you can vote for which game you want to see as our 6th spotlight game. The fan votes are in. Can I get a drum roll? There we go. And it will be the 6A matchup, the cross-regional matchup, Austin versus DFW. How about we go to number 8 Lake Travis taking on the Arlington Martin Warriors. 7
Let's
o'clock
go to Agtown.
It is in Agtown, 7 o'clock p.m. At Choctaw Stadium. This is one of my favorite non-district cross-regional, has turned into almost a little bit of a rivalry game. This was actually one of the first games I ever covered as a reporter when it was being played at UTA. So that was literally, I think, the first game I ever covered for Fox Sports Southwest when it was still Fox Sports Southwest at the time. So this one has always been held near and dear in my heart, but I just love it. I think it's always a great opportunity.
That hurts me to say that. That hurts for me that you say that, because that's my rival, my arch rival in high school.
Yeah. We're about to bring in one of your buddies from the Ag, so like it's big. We got to balance this out.
That's like me saying one of my favorite games I've ever been to was a Burn It game.
Okay, VNA. I think you just...
I'm going to go to a Burn It game this year and just have the best time ever. The best time ever. Anyways, continue.
So there you go. Thank you to the fans for choosing Lake Travis and Arlington Martin for the bane of Mallory Hartley's existence. Go Warriors. Go Cavaliers.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great time. But there you go. Those will be our 6 spotlight games for the Friday night games. And then, of course, recapping the 2 Thursday night games. You can watch all of these games on Texan Live every single week. We are so excited to be back for another season, but really looking forward to Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight. We hope you are looking forward to those games, and then we will have highlights from all across the state of other games being pulled in. We'll have score updates from every single classification, but these were the games that we were really pumped up about to kick off week 1 of the Texas high school football season.
Yeah, I'm really, really pumped. We got a great slate. Again, starting at 7:30 p.m. on Friday night, we'll go to about 10 o'clock, and you can watch this for free on TexanLive.com, or you can go to our Dave Campbell's Texas Football YouTube page. We will be live there, so please come and have some fun. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game here is dudes talking ball, or what's the saying? Guys talking ball.
Guys being
dudes talking football. That's what we're gonna do. So come hang with us on Friday night, starting at 7:30 p.m.